It is March 4th, Wednesday, and I am back on trail. So yesterday I ended up picking up that section. My buddy dropped me off. I ended up doing like a 14, and then we went and ate lunch and hung out for a minute. Then we went back and did that 6.2, and then I got back to the hostel. And last night, man, that hostel, Laughing Heart Hostel, it's nice and it's fun, but you got to remember those hostels, especially that one, there's no soundproofing. So I'm like in this little northbound bubble, and don't get me wrong, all these people are really nice and they're great people, but they're still in that honeymoon phase. And they just, the last 2 nights, they went and got beer and wine and stuff, and they just drank. And so the lounging area is really small, and you can hear it throughout the hostel. But they ended up going to bed around 9:30, so that wasn't bad. But it's funny because it's come full circle. They're all excited in that honeymoon phase, and me now, I'm in that different mindset. I'm like, okay, wrap it up phase, So it's weird. That's how when I was up in Maine and New Hampshire, the northbounders, they have the same mindset that I have now. So it creates, I don't want to say animosity, but it creates something where you're just you just don't feel like a part of it. And yeah, so, and I tried to talk and hang out with them, but it's still, they've all been hiking together for a little while. So they're like a trail family. And the one thing you got to understand about trail families on the AT, they're very, very cliquey. So trail families, usually when they're really tight, they'll be nice and sociable with other people, but you're always gonna, there's a way of them always making you feel like outside, not a part of it. So that's just the way it is. Yeah, with trail families. That's why I don't really like it. I did it in 2016, but I definitely made sure I didn't get involved in anyone this time, even though I hung out with MLB and them and the other group before. I never wanted to ever consider myself part of that trail family, just because I don't like the clickiness of it. But anyways, I am just rambling on, aren't I? So let me get to hiking, and I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all, so I am at Rich Mountain Camp, and it is 10:30, and I've hiked 9 miles already. So I decided I deserved a break, a sit-down break. Lately, I haven't been sitting down and breaking much, mostly just because it's been so cold and there's been snow everywhere. But I was like, man, I already got 9 miles in. It's not even noon. I should just take a little break. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how far I get today. I don't really have any plans. Just the main plan is to try to get away from this little bubble that I'm in. Like I said, all those people that I met, they're really nice, but they're all like, I don't know, they're just, it's weird. They're like they're like kind of a party crowd, and they're like the type you would normally think you'd see like during the like mid-March and April, like during the bubble. But they're like, usually the early people are more like serious, they're more like regimented, like they're either like endurance athletes or marathon runners, military, stuff like that, or just older guys who, you know, don't want to be around crowds. But the group I was just with, Laughing Heart, they're totally like party, you can tell. And another thing, like, so I went out and I try to socialize and not be like, like a loner type person. But it's just, everyone's just talking over each other, trying to be, the class clown. And I'm just like, I just roll my eyes and go back to my room, because I'm just like, I don't know. I guess I'm just not, in that mindset anymore. I'm just more like, I just want to get this. I'm enjoying the hike, but, I'm not here to party, that's for sure. I don't think I ever really was. But I mean, like I said, they're all nice. It's just not the type of people I like to, be around too much. So I really don't want to leapfrog. And the thing is, also, I think I'm going to stay away from hostels from here on out. Because, like I said, at Laughing Heart, it's a cool place, but you're not getting any rest, man. I mean, there's no soundproofing in there, and people are loud. And during the bubble, it's going to be ridiculous. I don't see how anyone could get any rest there. So, yeah, from now on, I'm definitely going to hit the motels and, go in town, get my peace and quiet, and then leave. And, So, yeah, but anyways, I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot more like sunny, but it's kind of like overcast, but it's nice. At least it's not snowing, and at least it's not raining. And that is huge right now, because that's all that's been going on. And a matter of fact, the next few days, besides tomorrow, there's a 40% chance of rain. But after that, it looks pretty, not like any snow or rain. Like Friday's supposed to be like 15 to 25 mile per hour wind. So that's going to be not very cool. But other than that, it looks pretty promising. So I'm hoping I can just get to Irwin with no hiccups and, yeah, get in there and do my thing and then get out. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to sit here and eat a power bar and maybe some crackers. And then I'll get back to hiking, and I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all. So I've hiked about 12 miles so far. At the last shelter I passed, I meant to record it, but Goodwill was there, and Goodwill's the guy I talked about in Georgia that I met that just talked all the time, and like anytime you tried to like talk to him, he would like raise his voice. So I met him right before Blue Mountain Shelter in Georgia. So when I first met him, I thought he had just not seen people for a while, and he just was talking. But like after the second, third time I met him, I'm like, oh dude, this guy just talks all the time. So I just passed him, and I was at the shelter and I was about to record, and he just started talking and talking. And another thing is he repeats himself, so you hear the same thing. So it's just like, Andy has this really thick kind of like Forrest Gump Southern accent. And so, I don't know, it like makes my mind numb when I listen to him. I know that's horrible, because the guy's so nice. He's such a nice guy, but man, it really does. I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's weird. Yeah, but he's like he's a good guy, man. And I like him because he's like humble and all that. And that's the thing that about when I was at Laughing Heart Hostel. All those northbounders I met, they were just like, there's just, I don't know, they're just so cocky, you know, like, and it's so funny. Now I'm understanding the northbound, the northbounders up in Maine and New Hampshire, like why, it's so funny why they were the way they were, because now I'm in that mindset. But yeah, it's so funny how cocky they were. But when I did my 2016, when I got to Hot Springs, I was the same exact way. I was cocky and excited and kind of just goofy. And, man, I'm sure I was like that in Maine, New Hampshire too. It's just weird how you just go full circle from the honeymoon phase to okay, let's wrap it up. Oh, man. Very interesting hike this has been, I have to admit. It's nothing that I expected at all, but that's just how a through hike is. You might as well take all your expectations you have a through hike and throw them out in the trash, because that's just the way it is. But anyway, so I am like 7 miles from the next shelter, which if I got to that shelter, it would be a 20-mile day. But the problem is this last down, I started feeling my knee a little bit. And I've been feeling it more and more and more as the time goes by. So I don't know if I should push it to that shelter or just, I think in like 4 miles, there's this stealth camp spot, and I'll have to get water at this road. So I'm not sure what to do, because it's really early, and if I stop at that stealth camp spot, it'll be really early when I stop there. But I don't really want to push my knee either. That's usually what I start doing when I start feeling it a little bit. I kind of look for a place to bail out, not too far away. Yeah, so that's something I have to think about. But I still have like another 2 miles to that road where I have to get water for that stealth camp spot. So I have 2 miles to think about it, and I will get back with y'all and let y'all know what I decided to do. All right. Alright, y'all, this is my home for the night. And as you can see, I am at pretty decent stealth spot. You can see there's a fire ring right here. Tent space. There's more tent space over here. Put another tent here, and you could put some tents back in here. Yeah, so this spot's pretty decent. And if you can see, there is a nice view to look at. So from Laughing Heart Hostel to here, it was 16.2 miles, which is not bad, especially considering how early I finished. But I did get on trail like 10 till 7, so that helped a lot too. So when I got here, it was like 3:15. I was like, well, 4.2 more to that shelter, and I was really debating about doing it. The only thing that was really stopping me is I've been feeling my knee for the last 2 miles, especially when I came down onto that road right before this spot. I could feel my knee pretty good. And so when I got here, I was kind of like, I should just probably like lay off and just take this and settle for it. So I went on gut hooks and I looked at the shelter that's 4.2 up, and they were saying that there's like 6 comments talking about a flying squirrel that gets into your food bag when you hang it up. And man, I've never heard of that before. And then there was comments saying that the shelter is infested with mice, which was a huge turnoff for me. But the biggest thing I read, there were 2 comments saying that the tent spots were lousy and not worth it. And everyone was saying that another 4 miles is a great stealth spot, but I'm definitely not hiking another 8.2. So I was like, so after I read all that, that sealed the deal to stay here. But I'm fine with it. You know, 16.2 is not bad. Yeah, so it's like 4 o'clock right now. And I think I'm just going to like chill out, you know. I'm going to edit my video and just relax. This is a nice spot to relax for sure. And the cool thing is, this is the first time I didn't feel like I had to put on all my layers when I got to camp in a while. Like, all I did was put on this mid layer over my hiking clothes and then my down jacket. And I don't have anything on my legs right now. I'm probably going to put my rain pants on just to block the breeze. But other than that, it's pretty mild. But I know as soon as that sun goes down, it's going to go. And when I first got here, there was a bunch of like gnats. And they're still here a little bit, but they're going away because you can tell the temp is dropping a little bit and a little bit. So they're probably going back under the leaves. Yes, and that's the first time I've seen bugs since I've been back on trail. So, you know, it's just a mild day. It doesn't mean that spring's here at all. I mean, it's early March, so I know we're going to get horrible weather coming up because March is just, you never know what March is going to give you. And April, too. Yeah, so anyways, I'm satisfied with this spot. I feel good about doing 16.2. And yeah, I'm feeling good. So I'm gonna probably sit back over there where you see my Z seat, edit my videos, snack on some food, and probably eat a little bit later. And yeah, and just chill out. And I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all, so I'm gonna end it for today. So let's see, today left Hot Springs, Laughing Heart Hostel, and hike to this stealth camp spot. What was it, 16.2 miles? And yeah, and finally I get to stealth camp again. And let me tell you, it's been so nice. Man, I forgot what it was like to just be able to camp by yourself. I've just been kind of hanging out here for a couple hours now, editing my video, have it almost all done, ate, filtered water, you know, stuff like that, but mostly just chilled. But I like this area. It has the spruce trees, and I don't know, and the hardwoods, and it has the roadies. It's all mixed. It's kind of nice. I like it. Definitely miss stealth camping, and man, it's just been so relaxing. And I don't know, I just find so much peace in the woods, like kind of by myself a lot of times. I think it stems back to my childhood. I used to hang out in the woods, and every time I was in the woods, I just felt like I was king of the woods, you know, like no one was watching me or trying or up in my business, you know. So I think it stems back to my childhood. I just like being in the woods by myself. But yeah, so I'm going to end it for today. Let's see, tomorrow I'm going to try to do like 18.6. That's kind of my goal, but you know how that works out. Doesn't always work out. But yeah, the temp is actually starting to drop, and that's another thing. Today, it wasn't the most picturesque section, but man, the weather was really nice, really mild. I mean, a little chilly, but really mild for early March, and just a really pleasant day. And man, it was a nice hike, I gotta say. So yeah, I'm just gonna crawl into my tent, into my sleeping bag, and I'm gonna read, and I will talk with y'all in the morning. All right.